It is the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Each week we sit down and talk with different bands from around the area, all kinds of music from around the area. And this week we're going a little bit bluesy. I have Thomas Jefferson and U.S. Blues in here tonight. And I'm going to let you go around and introduce yourselves if you'll just say your name and what you do in the band.
My name is Skip Bean. I'm Thomas Jefferson, U.S. Blues, and I'm a vocalist and guitar player and harmonica player.
All right.
My name is Glenn Hoverson. I'm the saxophone player.
I'm Ron Perry. I'm the bass player, singer.
All right. And so vocal duties, I'm hearing on a different couple of places. So you're just kind of backing vocals, or you do all the lead? Who does all the lead vocals?
I do all the lead vocals.
You do all the lead vocals. So then you handle some of the backing. And then you're one short tonight. We've got keyboard players not here.
Keyboard player and the drummer's not here.
And the drummer. So we're two short.
Too short. Yeah, we're a big band, 5-piece band.
That's a pretty good sign. That's about the biggest I've had so far.
All right.
I think we had one band that came in at one point in time. They had gotten up to like 6 to 7 people in the band, but they kind of slimmed back down over time. So the keyboard player is Lonnie
Brelo.
And the drummer?
Glenn Ledbetter.
All right. So those are the two that couldn't make it. And we do appreciate you guys coming in, though, to talk to us and discuss your music. You guys, how long have you been making music around the area?
Saxophone player's been with me for 8.5 years. And Ron, going on 2 years. Going on 2.
So how long has your band been around then?
About this name band, about 9 years.
So are you originally from this area then here in the Upper Cumberland?
Yes,
or
I was born and raised here.
starting out, you decided blues was the direction of the band, or?
Blues, I started out singing the blues at a blues band in 1963, my freshman year in high school.
Been playing for a long time then. So
Too long. No, that's never long enough. I've been in and out of bands since then, since 63, of course.
When you said your saxophone player, Glenn, you've only been with him for, I think we said 8 years there. So how long have you been playing music?
More than 50 years.
A good long time. Sax the whole time, or?
Woodwind, all the woodwinds, but saxophone's my main.
What about you, Ron?
I started professionally back in '63 in Tidewater, Virginia, and doing the Jimi Hendrix thing. And it was really great. I just enjoyed it. I've been playing ever since.
Well, you've got a few songs together now. You've been working on some original material, and I thought we might take a look and share some of your original material tonight and kind of talk about that and the direction of your band and everything. How about if we start off with one of your songs tonight to kind of give them a feel for what we're talking about, one that features a little bit of sax, Lady Jane?
It's a love song.
I was going to say, is there an actual Jane?
Absolutely. That's my first wife, yeah.
Is she going to get mad if we talk about her?
No, she didn't when I gave her the CD. So, it went over pretty good.
Well, as far as the music structure of the song, where did that come from?
The chord pattern came out one day, and then I just started laying lyrics down.
So we got the lyrics together, and then you added in the other parts? You jumped in and put that together? Or?
Yes, Skippy played the song and told me this is how he wanted it, and asked him what kind of style he wanted me to play behind it, and tried to do what he wanted to hear. He seems to be happy with what I did, so that's a good thing.
Well, let's give everybody else a listen to it then, shall we? This is Thomas Jefferson and the U.S. Blues. This is Lady Jane on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. This week we have in with us Thomas Jefferson and U.S. Blues, and I would put you in the category of more established band. You guys have been around making music. Each of you have done something in the music field for a good long time. And then bringing this band together, I think we've said about 9 years as this current incarnation.
Yes.
So how did you find these guys?
It was at a gig, and a fellow musician invited the saxophone player to come sit in with us, and he just knocked me out. You know, I just got his number, and we kept getting in touch. He said, and we've gone through several drummers. he can probably name them all, and about 4 bass.
So a few changes here and there along the way.
Yes.
But you guys have been pretty solid throughout this also. Yeah. How did you decide I'm going to have a sax player? Just
as soon as I heard him, I got to have him. I played with saxophone player before. Love having a horn.
How did you get to the point where you're like, I'm going to play in a rock band as a saxophonist?
When I was about 9 years old.
You just decided that was the thing. What was your who was your inspiration?
King Curtis, Junior Walker, and my first guy was Vito Musso.
I was going to say, I am going to confess right here, I will be hitting Google when we get done to look up some of those names. But I'm guessing that those really help set the course for where you go now. Is there?
Yeah, I try to pattern myself after King Curtis and Junior Walker. I started playing in the bars when I was sophomore in high school. And then as soon as I graduated, I first got married, quit the band, got a real job. But I managed to play all these years, taught a little bit.
So do you still come across people that are interested in learning? You said you taught a little.
Yeah, I haven't taught here. I really don't have the time. I keep pretty busy here with.
Well, as a hornist, or I don't think you call him that, do you? As a saxophonist, we'll go with that. As a saxophonist, do you think maybe that there's just not enough of it in music now, or?
I'm fortunate enough to where I can take a song that doesn't have a saxophone, and I can put something in there, whether I do the keyboard part or the strings.
A lot of the music now programmed, and I'm not taking away from those that do that. I mean, it's got its place. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a band that gets out and performs with this kind of setting, do you feel like it changes the environment to the crowd, or as opposed to having everything that's pre-programmed and you just hit a button here and there? You've got all you guys up there on stage. Keyboards are going, the sax is going, the guitars are going. Just get
There's
that kind of
like the live music coming out. It creates. You get the band gets together. One kicks off another, cues off the other, and before you know, you got something happening before the song ended, and it creates excitement. And I know it's not there when you push a button and play something.
It's totally a difference with the actual instruments in there.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. You know, we have about 275 years between us. You know? It's like
I wasn't going to ask that question. I'm like, how much experience are we talking? I was going to leave that one alone, but still, that's we call that seasoned.
Very seasoned, as you can see.
Well, that's a great thing, though, because you learn from experience. So,
275.
What about you? How long have you been? As far as
I've
you've
been
been with them for 2 years now.
Couple years.
So, how did they come across you?
I don't know, catching some of my concerts, listening to my albums, whatever. Being friends, we've gigged actually back in the past. You know, picking up, met and like each other and listen to each other's concerts when we go out. Inspired by them, and finally Skippy came up and said, "Hey, we need a bassist." And I said, "Well, you got your guy," and here I am. It's really nice. I enjoy playing, picking up gigs. I've been very fortunate, and I'm with these guys, and they make me feel great, make me sound great.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk with you a little bit more about your sound and another one of your songs, and we're going to continue on. We are talking tonight with Thomas Jefferson and U.S. Blues on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. It is the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. This week I have in with me Thomas Jefferson and the U.S. Blues, and we're having a great time discussing your music, what it's like playing it live, having the actual instruments up on stage, not relying on that so much, but just kind of that jam feel. So when you're out performing gigs, you get that. You've started putting together your own music now. Do you work from a layered standpoint, or do you go in and just everybody in a room together recording at once?
As many as we get on can do at once, depending on the studio.
It's great to have a great performance in a studio, and you know, capture that. And when that happens, there's nothing like it. And there's different ways of doing it. Sometimes you go in and layer it. Sometimes you just go in and perform it. Sometimes you just go in with a brand new idea that you work on. Everybody agrees on it, and write down their charts, and then boom, and it's magic. And sometimes it just does not work.
On the days that it just does not work, do you just give up for that day, or?
No, you just push the suck button and go on.
All right, fair enough. So, putting together the music, going in, sitting down, and trying to figure out how you're going to make it work. Do you plan out that performance ahead of time too? Is there a rehearsal?
Yes,
there's
a preliminary rehearsal thing. You know, just to get the feel of the song.
How much rehearsal goes into a song before you record it?
At least a couple hours a song.
So do you spend, and on top of that, do you spend like after you've written it, do you spend like a few weeks actually playing it before you think, okay, now we're going to get this caught?
Sometimes.
I'm just curious as to how the creative process it goes. All right, well, we've got a song. We've written it down. Here's the structure. Here's how it's going to go. Here's the lyrics that go to this. All right, let's just tuck this in our back pocket for now. We'll play it every time we get a chance, and then eventually we'll lay it down. Or Is it we want to get it recorded now so we know how it's going to play live later on?
Sometimes the first recording is the best because you have a tendency sometimes to go back and try to tweak different things.
So almost kind of like overproduction. Would you say overproduction could kill a song then?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
It's just really nice to have a great engineer that knows what he's doing, so he can capture it. I've been in studios where you get in there, okay, it's all set, and you just put your heart and soul into it, and then afterwards, the engineer says, okay, we're ready, and it's just like, no.
All right, well, there is another song that we've got of yours that we wanted to talk about tonight and kind of get an idea of where this one comes from and how it put together. We're discussing your production process, so how about we look at Walk Out in the Rain. Can you tell me a little bit about that one? Just another love song.
Without the love, yeah. It was
What would it be without the love?
Yeah. It was about a friend of mine, and we'd broken up, and I was just writing a song about things that we used to do, like take a walk out in the rain.
So thinking about old times and just it slowly came together. Did you get the lyrics first or the music first?
The music first. I wanted to kind of feel like Freddie King rhythm, chord pattern, and like it starts off in a 1 and then goes to the 5, which is a big boost right there. Goes to the 5, and that's how it starts out. The lyrics just came after, as long as I got the chord patterns down.
All right, well, let's listen to the love song that's not really a love song. It's Walk Out in the Rain on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. I have with me tonight Thomas Jefferson and U.S. Blues, and we are discussing their music, how it's come together, all their experience, which we won't recap and go back and give the actual number, but it's a lot. You guys have been in the music industry for a long time as far as local bands go and just out there beating the pavement, getting your music heard, and working on original material now. You've got 6 songs so far. You've got an EP that we've got,
That's,
and then
that's on that CD, only 6 songs, 30-something.
oh, so you have a pretty good back catalog of written songs then that you're looking to get into the studio. So, what are we looking at as far as putting together an album?
Hopefully, yeah, that's the idea. We've been working on it and thinking about it, and
Well, you've got about 30 songs you sent. So, are you looking to make them into? Are you structuring an album that's got a theme to it, or just a collection of songs?
Just a collection of songs.
Just a collection of songs that you want to get shared.
blues,
Definitely blues. That part we got.
love and blues, plenty of
Now,
blues and love.
this material here that playing today is as a band we play much gutsier blues. A lot of hard driving shuffles, a lot of old familiar songs like that people really like. Otis Redding, that material, and
Muddy Water, John Lee Hooker, all kinds of blues and rhythm and blues, R&B. All the guys, Lonnie, for crying out loud, is a great keyboard player, and I met him back in the early 70s, and he just blew me away then. And he moved to Cookeville here a while back. And
Now you guys get out and play. Whereabouts do you go play at? Is there a certain
Crossville area, around Cookeville area?
Okay, so you do play around the area.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys have a web presence?
No,
As far as anything online, website, Facebook, anything like that?
not yet.
Not yet, but you're working on it. Well, as soon as you get something up on Facebook, we'll pass that along.
We're an old band to get a new start.
Are you considering at some point maybe getting your music and making it available online? I know a lot of the bands now are using, there's a site called Reverb Nation that's pretty good for that.
Reverb Nation actually does, and that would be one out for us.
But in the meantime, the best way to hear you guys, get out and see you guys.
That's for sure.
Do you have a local spot where you can pick up the 6-song disc, or is that just when you're out at your shows? Only out at the shows. All right, well, then that just sets it. You have got to get out and go see Thomas Jefferson, U.S. Blues.
Absolutely.
That's the best way to get a feel for the music and get an idea of what they're all about, really, because as we talked about, live experience, totally different. And so what we've heard here tonight sounds awesome, but I'm sure it's even more exciting to see it live. So I want to thank you guys for coming in and talking to me tonight and discussing. And again, sorry that the other two couldn't make it with us, but down the road, you guys are working on new material. You get it together. Maybe we'll have a chance to come back and discuss that again.
That'd be good.
So thank you so much for coming in. This has been the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7.